Well, good evening and good afternoon, or I don't even know what time of the day it is. It's 2 o'clock here in the day actually. So, people are asking us all the time to kind of do tutorials or upcycling workshops. With the COVID situation at the moment, we can't do any workshops because of obviously the restrictions. So, we're just going to take you through parts of this particular piece here, which is going to be which is a bureau that we're going to do. Now, the first part of it is assessing the piece, and the basic parts of this, the sides, the top and this part, they're all bubbled, and it's basically only chipboard, so they're going to be stripped down and replaced, and then we can assess what we need to put back on it. The backing is okay, the rest of the unit is actually okay, the doors are okay, but the sides will definitely need replacing. Some of the basic tools that you'll need in taking apart a build like this: never underestimate a good flathead screwdriver. But most of this old furniture has flathead screws in it. This one actually doesn't, it has Phillips head in it. So we have a Phillips head, we've got some flat screwdrivers. Good quality flathead is really what's needed, and if it has an impact piece on the end of it, that's even better, because sometimes you need to give the screws a tap. And never forget, having a cordless just makes that things that just much easier. Screws will sometimes strip on you, so the only unfortunate way to get them out is to actually by drilling the tops of them. I get Danielle to hold the drill for me while I'm actually doing this one. There's no way of getting this out by making it. You hacksaw across the top of it to try and get a flathead in it, but it's just too stiff. So hang on one second. After 10 minutes of stripping, don't worry if it takes you longer to do this. I'm kind of used to doing this, so after 10 minutes of stripping we can assess the piece better. We have the doors, which we know are in good condition, they can be reused. This panel here only goes as far as the back of this, so that panel can be reused. This panel with the hinges on it, yeah, it's in relatively good condition. So we know what we need to do with this are the sides, and we need to do a top and a front. So that's what needs to be replaced. We're going to replace them with pallet timber. It'll be pine pallet timber of the same thickness as 3/4, so 3/4 inch. So that's where we're at. We'll continue with the stripping and show you some photos when we get a little bit further down with it. Okay, the complete kind of strip down is done now. We weren't keeping the sides, and the sides were doweled, put into the shelves through dowels, and that's how the whole thing connected together. So basically none of that I was keeping. It's all very lumpy on the outside of it. The weather has gotten to it, it's not great. So we're going to, as I say, replace that with much better wood. The pieces that we really wanted to keep are the bottom shelf with the decorative pelmet, the front decorative piece, shelf inside, and the top shelf. The mirror unfortunately delaminated, and it's very expensive to get one of those redone. It's not going to be financially viable for this project, but even stripping down one and doing it in a DIY, you're talking silver nitrate, you're talking chemicals, and we're not set up, quite frankly, for that, and I don't like the idea of chemicals anyway. So that's going to go to the recycling centre, the mirror, and we'll do another detail inside as we go. Another piece we're going to keep is the back. Even though it looks very mouldy, very dirty, it's actually in reasonably good condition. These are the front and front on top. They're going to go to see God. They're no longer any way useful or in any way or form. So basically that's where we're at. Now it's to cut pieces to the same size it is and start to rebuild, but clean up as we go, and then the last step will be painting. The mechanisms of this particular bureau were what actually interested me in it as well, because this mechanism here, actually as you open the front of it, it opens the top of it as well. and this is just a hanging bracket. And these are actually in relatively good condition as well. We'll clean those up and reuse them and paint them. They're just ball bearing catches, that's all they are. But those pieces are all reusable. Always make sure you get your pieces that you're reusing, especially smaller pieces, into a box. But even if they're sticking up out of a box, you know they belong to the particular project that you're doing. Okay, security just came out to do an inspection on us, and if anybody doesn't know us and they wonder who our security guard is, she's right here. Me Toodles, this is security. So she inspects us all the time and she makes sure that we're following safety protocols, and especially the COVID ones. She chases away people if they're not wearing a mask. Some people are inclined to get rid of these type of door handles. We're inclined to keep them and reuse them. Retro ones, especially retro ones like this, are very, very difficult to get hold of, or get hold of, should I say. And really, you know, the only thing to do to take them out is 2 flathead screws, which we're going to take out now. Seems they might actually be stripped out. This one is actually coming out. Just needs a bit more effort on it. But this one, the head is completely gone off it, will have to be drilled. One side of it off. You see, when pliers loosen this enough, sometimes you might have to put a vice grips on them, but save whatever pieces you can. Job's a good one.